Good mid-afternoon, early afternoon, or just at the top of the noon hour to you, top of the noon to you, right? Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you come for one-of-a-kind, company-made, probability-based trading alert and technical analysis, and Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing bullish or bearish indicators, and oh yes, we have, and say they found my gun in a garbage can, but they did not. I have my gun. But they did find some stolen merchandise out of my truck that I didn't even know was stolen because it was just a gun case and some ammunition. I don't know how they tracked it down to me. Now I got to wait for the criminal gangster cartel to call me back and go about getting my property back, right? Because I live in the greater Roseville metropolitan area, and that's all people do is if you forget to lock your car, they fucking go in it, right? But they didn't steal my laptop that I forgot that was in there, phone charger, knives, any of the good shit, right? So I didn't think anything was stolen. But apparently there was, because that detective was not too happy with me cross-examining him because he wasn't telling me what was going on. He said he had my gun, and I was like, no, you don't, because I have my gun next to me. And he was like, no, you don't, because we ran the serial number off the barrel and we have your gun. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because I'm looking at my gun right now. And then he yelled at me, and then he had to call me back, and then he had to make excuses that he was lying to me to try to get information and subvert and avert me. But I sidestepped him and subverted and averted him. And now I got to wait to see what his bullshit is before I get my property back, right? Bitcoin continues to slowly trickle down. Dogecoin 2% going towards 16 cents. Zill, again, Brian Stewart awfully quiet. Remember? Way up there. Remember that, guys? Way up here. We said we were going to get rejected, and we did. And we were coming back down there. Big wicks means there's sell pressure. Crashing volume means there's sell pressure. Indicators, primarily bearish. And we said it's going to trickle down and roll back down to here. We got about 3 days left. We got till tomorrow. We need a big collapse to hit my bullseye. We have until, somewhere in my bullseye, the outer ring of that, we got until the 23rd. So I'm going to need a pretty big collapse down. But I put that box there for Brian Stewart because Brian Stewart and his faggoty boyfriend, Astroglide, says I stop talking about stuff when I'm wrong. Well, when Brian Stewart bought at the top at $4.64 at current price, you're down 40%, Brian Stewart. So Vincenzo was calling for a 45 to 56% immediate fall, and then much, much lower after that. But that's where we're going to start, and that's where we're on our way to. Brian Stewart, you douchebag. Again, you were wrong. And Quanta, he was saying the same thing. You see all these big wicks. Vincenzo told you this was a rounding top pattern, often a sign that the bulls or the buyers are being exhausted and the bears or the sellers are taking over the market, and the price is going to come down. And Brian Stewart bought all up in there, and now it's collapsed, and it's going to come all the way back down to meet this down there. And our target is $29.92 in Quanta, right? And that's where it's going. Ethereum, another one that Vincenzo called way back, and we see it's a huge head and shoulders topping pattern on a horizontal one, and you can see the right shoulder. Get our industry exclusive drawing to a very well defined, a huge head, and then a right shoulder. And we started calling for this pattern also in that orange back, that's a rising wedge. And we said here we thought it was going to go down to $1,069 when it was at about almost $3,000, but then it had a blow off top, which they usually do. And we still the whole way up here said if you're not in, now is not a good time to chase up here because it was going to have a quick reversal when it does and roll over. And from its top to its quick 3-day flash crash, it was down from $4,500 all the way down to $1,732 or 61%. And it's coming down to $1,069. And then it's coming down to the shit house. The lower end of the shit house is $171. Another phenomenal call by Vincenzo. The same thing with Zill. This whole way up in here, I told you this was coming unglued. And it was going to roll over back down to where we're at now. And then some bouncing. And then it's coming into the shit house. Nobody believed me. But since I told you guys to sell, it's down 69% at current price. So Vincenzo nailed Zill. Vincenzo nailed ADA. See that? We told you it was coming down. Remember the bowling ball, the guy holding a bowling ball with a club foot? and we're getting into the club foot. We're on the leg of the club foot. We're coming into the club foot zone, which is the box, right? And that's where we're calling nailed. ADA, XDC, another one we nailed. We told you we're in this box, and we're going to trade up and down, and we're going to come back down. And Ryan Stewart again was running his mouth right up in there because he seems to not know that things are going to pop down here and buy. But as soon as they pop and they're up there from down there, then he runs his mouth thinking it's going to keep going up when really it's going back down because Brian Stewart doesn't know what he's talking about. This is going to come down here, then we could trade back up for a fabulous, glowing, gorgeous double top, and then we're coming way down, right? Vincenzo nailed XDC, nailed AMP, nailed Matic, right? See all these? I called Matic back there. Dark Zizzy on Trading Alert. CeeLo we nailed. Litecoin, obviously, we nailed a long time ago when our first guy asked us this question, and we told you if we broke this critical uptrending support, which was right here, you sell, right? I told you to sell up there, but nobody listened. And then I said, this is your next line. If you break that, you're having a huge crash. And from that point where we kept telling you, if it breaks this, you sell. If you're in it, it went down 53%, and we're about 49% right now from that mark. But we're down 70% from the top where I have it circled way up there for memory, so I never forget. Back when the days were a lot funner, when everyone thought these all were going to go up there, and I kept telling you it was coming down here where it's at, and you guys kept saying no, and I kept saying yes, and now you're starting to listen. Now Dogecoin, the Saturday Night Live hype, which the jabroni killer is right there, and we called the Saturday Night Live right there and said it would crash, and it did. When you guys, everybody, all the other jabronis and every other station had you buy it that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Vincenzo said as soon as Elon Musk takes the stage, it's going straight down, and it did. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Peace and love.